He is from Cashton too. He's taking on Sweeney. And then now on the young man from Ithaca West in there at 220, he got in trouble and got caught. That was at 285, excuse me. And that would have been the Callahan from River Ridge coming back and securing the fall there. There was a pin down there. And that would have been Lopez from Cashton, I believe, got the pin down there.
Yep.
At 220. So just that quick, we're either done or real close to being done.
All right, and I know on mat number 2, that's Mirabelli from Riverdale and Milsna from Cashton. That's a championship semifinal, and that's Haiti from Richland Center on mat number 1.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And he's wrestling against Henderson from Cochran Fountain City.
Yeah, we're going to jump right into the semifinals and the Consolation semifinals here on all the mats. 2 semifinals on 1 and 2, and it looks like we're going to do Consolation semifinals on 3 and 4.
Mirabelli trying to come up with a fall off this cradle, and there is a pin. Gavin Mirabelli in the championship match.
Young athlete from Riverdale having a great year. 15 or now 17 and 1.
Wow.
16, 17 and 1 now. Minute and 1 was his pin time.
I'm going to be mentioning some of our wonderful sponsors here throughout now as we hit the semifinals. We'll start out with Larry and Shelley Ferguson, Advanced Pump and Well Solutions, bringing you today's action, and also Jamie and Amy Gander down there at Ash Creek, or check that's Badger Flooring, excuse me, Badger Flooring, wishing all the best to the area teams, Jamie and Amy Gander. Badger Flooring out there on Highway 14 as you head out of town towards Madison. And our thanks to Ash Creek Plumbing, Heating, and Electric. That's Dale Wallace and his great crew. For all your home, business, farm, plumbing, and electrical needs, be sure to contact Dale Wallace at 647-5530.
Four nothing in the championship match on mat number 1.
That's Henderson is
That's
winning.
Henderson from CFC, yeah.
And Cochran Fountain City winning that one over Haiti.
Yeah.
That's the one against the. Well, that would.
No.
I don't even know if that's the 4 seed.
Four.
He would have been lower than that. He upset the 3 seed last round, the way it looks to me. Or 4 seed, excuse me. But now Haiti coming back with a nice move. Reversal plus chance for fall here. As we moved up to 113 on mat number 2, and that should be a semi.
Curtin from Reedsburg, I believe. Maxwell from River Valley.
There you go, another semifinal. Good job.
All right. Curtin with the early 5-0 lead there. Haiti still trying to come up with that pin.
He's going to be potentially dangerous.
Yeah.
Start to choke him off.
Yeah.
Which is a good call there. We've already had some 2 instances today, so better safe than sorry there. Nice move there, though. We haven't still awarded points yet. So
the Navi of Belmont Platteville down on mat 4 trails Austin Gray, by the way. 4-2, Gray out in front.
that's a wrestle back down there, Ken.
113, yes.
Yep.
And mat 3.
This is just getting started. I believe that's going to be a wrestle back at 106.
Correct. Severson of Baraboo, Rees of River Valley.
Yep.
In the championship match, Curtin looking up to pinning combination here on Maxwell. Now readjusting. Curtin up 7-1 already in the first period.
Some good chain wrestling there, isn't it, Chuck?
Yes, yep. Curtin undefeated on the season at 14-0. Haiti back in action now, trailing 4-3.
Okay, he was riding when he's got that nice headlock in. (2-0). Reese gets the first takedown on mat number 3.
Curtin picks up another near fall, making it 10-1 after the first.
4-3 on the far end in favor of young man from Toma.
Yeah,
That would be Gray.
Haiti trailing 6-3, under a half a minute in the second period. Curtin working with an arm bar series, already up 12-1.
On mat 3, it's 2-0 Reese.
Haiti with a fall.
Man, a lot of scoring there, and he
Yeah.
came back and got the fall. How much time left?
7 seconds, second period.
Wow, great job, Ethan Haiti, as he keeps his good year going on and moves into the finals against. That should be a great matchup between
Should
him
be.
and Marabelli in the finals.
Yeah. Take a look here again. It's still 2-0 here as we are 20 seconds. Well, we're into the second period anyways here of mat 3, lower left. And we got a timeout over on mat 4. That's a 6-3 lead here for Gray of Toma.
Yep.
On mat number 1, it's going to be another championship semifinal. Thank you.
That would be
All right,
Monroe. Minder taking on Greer from Westby. We got to update that quick.
Updated
Huh?
one for you there, yeah. Thanks again going out to some of our sponsors. Well, Belmont Platteville Wrestling Club, hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. Be sure to stop in. They have a big tournament coming up here on Sunday, January 15th at the Belmont High School Gymnasium. Coach Kittleson will be going with a clinic from UW Platteville prior to the start of wrestling. USA card is required, but no walk-ins allowed. So Belmont Platteville.
Curtin up 16-3 as they start the third period. And on mat number 1 again, Geyer from Westby. Minder from Monroe. No score there. They're nearing the 1 minute mark of the first period.
Also, our thanks going out right here in Richland Center. Mick Cosgrove, Capital Wealth Advisory, Ameriprise Financial Services. We care about what's important to you. Thanks to Mick Cosgrove and that great crew right here in downtown Richland Center.
Nice job by Curtin as he finishes that match 19-3, the final.
Wow.
Pretty dominant.
River Valley wrestler moves down to third place match. Still at 106 on mat number 3. They're in the third period, a 4-0 lead in favor of the young man from River Valley.
Grace still leads, but it's 8-5 now on mat 4. He is in the down position, trying to get out from underneath.
Geyer with a 2-1 advantage as they go out of bounds with 6 seconds remaining in the first period. That's over on mat number 1 at 113 pounds, and on mat number 2 at 120 pounds. That's Parrish from Reedsburg and Stetzer from GET. No score. It's 45 seconds into the match.
Benavi of Belmont Platteville loses 8-5 to Gray of Toma, so he will move on. Gray wrestling for 5th. Denave will wrestle for 7th.
Now we move into 113-pound action down there on mat 4. And that's Buncap from Riverdale taking on Perney from GET. Reese from River Valley looks to be winning here, and he will move on to the finals in Consolation, going for 5th place with a 9-0 win on mat number 3. Hopefully then we'll have the other Consolation match there. That should be GET. Cost from GET is going to take on Arnez from Belmont Platteville. Yep. Finally going to catch up with some of this stuff.
Yeah, Reese picks up the win 9-0, and Severson will drop down from Baraboo to the 7th place match. Reese will go for 5th.
No score after the first period at 120 pounds between Parrish and Stetzer. Good action, though.
Yeah. Perney is going to pick up the win down on mat 4 with a pin.
Yep, 54 seconds at 113.
That was Jordan Baumkamp of Riverdale that he was tussling with.
So that'll be Riverdale against Belmont Platteville for 7th, and GET against Toma for 5th.
Geyer still with a 2-1 advantage over Minder from Monroe, as Minder has just been warned for stalling.
And we're up to 120 on mat number 2, and that's a semifinal with Parrish from Reedsburg taking on Stetzer from GET. No score in the second period. I can't believe Lynn Eisensee had a first period with no score.
What's up with that, huh?
Somebody had to get warned for stalling, I bet.
There was actually, I watched a fair amount of that, and there was actually pretty good action. And
Yeah.
you make a shot, and then they counter, and one thing to another, and it was pretty good action.
So there wasn't any stalling, is what you're saying.
No, it was,
Okay.
it was actually pretty good there. But yeah, is that our first scoreless first period?
Oh, I don't know about that.
Yeah, yeah.
There's a couple other refs who will let it go 0-0. Going to go down to 120 on mat number 4 down there, and that's going to be a wrestleback match down there between River Valley, which would be, I gotta find his name there.
Leetsko, I believe.
Leetsko is from Monroe, but where the other kid is from River Valley.
Yeah. Potraki Puzan. I hope
Oh,
I'm
there
saying
it is
that
up
right.
there. Okay. Doesn't even fit in the bracket.
Geyer gets an escape, and it's now 3-1 and a minute and a half showing on the clock on the third period.
And there's a fall on mat number 3. And that is the young man from GT, Koss, moving on to the 5th place match, which then puts Arnaz in the 7th place match. So 106 is done. We have our final matches set up.
Well, a new sponsor coming on board, Andy and his family, Open Season Hunters Outlet right here in downtown Richland Center. Thanks to Open Season. Stop in and see Andy for all of your hunting ammunition requirements. You can give him a call at 475-0057.
Kirk, we're still scoreless on mat number 2 as we're into the third period now.
Wow. Yeah, I agree with that. Watch that second period. There was a lot of action.
Mat 3.
Up to 120 there in a wrestleback match.
Okay.
And that should be Weston Ithaca, so that would be Stoll. He takes on Milsna from Cashton at 120.
Geyer up 5-2. He was just penalized for locked hands. And they're down to the last half minute of the third period in that match at 113 pounds.
120 in the other consolation match at the other end, tied 2-2 now. Oh, there's an escape. So it'll be 3-1 now in favor of Leitsko from Monroe. illegal hold by the young man from Ithaca Weston stole. 2-1 now in that wrestleback match for 5th place.
Geyer wins by a final score of 8-2. He'll move into the championship match against Curtin from Reedsburg.
What was he seated?
Third.
Oh,
Third?
Third?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, third.
He did a nice job there.
Yeah, he upset the number 2 seed.
Uh-huh.
So that completes 113. So we got two weight classes ready for the championship round.
At mat number 1 now is going to be Brody Meese from Riverdale. His opponent is Lucas Christensen from Iowa Grand Highland in championship bracket at 120. And we still have no score on mat number 2, but we do have a warning for stalling.
Excuse me.
20 seconds to go here. And now we got a warning for both wrestlers.
Yep.
Warning for stalling.
He's just setting himself up for the tiebreaker. But now it creates can Curtin create some quick activity, which he does.
No! He's going to get dinged for stalling, is he?
He's got to get up. There you go.
No, no.
Boy, it was tremendous action there.
It is.
Tremendous action. There's a fall on mat number 3. That is the young man from Ithaca Weston Stoll moving on to the 5th place match.
All right, Kirk, I'm going to have you explain what happens in overtime.
This is a sudden victory here. Whoever scores first, and there it is. Didn't have to
7
explain a
seconds.
whole lot. Takedown.
That was a crazy match.
Parrish was the number 3 seed. He upset the number 2 seed there, too. That was a sophomore against a freshman, though.
Good match, though. Or a good match for a spectator. Again, good match depending on which side you're on.
Yeah.
Yep. That was exciting to watch.
It
though.
was.
It was good
It was.
action, like you said.
Yeah.
Got a little stalling there at the end, but I think they both got kind of tired, but it was really good to see Parrish really took it off there in the sudden victory period.
On mat number 2 now, it's going to be Stevens from Iowa Grand Highland and Bloom from Toma. Stevens the top seed, Bloom the number 4 seed.
120 still in wrestleback action down on the mat 4. That's since we were watching other things, which I apologize, but you got to watch it. It's 11-9 right now in favor of the young man from River Valley. 13-9 now as he scored another reversal with 20 seconds to go in that bout.
Meese from Riverdale with a 2-0 lead in his match in the second period now against Christensen from Iowa Grand Highland at 120 pounds. Again, another championship semifinal.
Moved up to 132. How did we do that in the consolation bracket? They must be setting up weight classes on. And this is a wrestle back here.
Stevens from Iowa Grand Highland up 4-2 in the
this
championship semifinal 126 against Bloom from Toma.
This
Stevens the top seed. Oh, nice.
This is a semifinal here on mat 3. This is Biba from Iowa Grant taking on Finch from Toma in a semifinal bat on mat number 3. And I think Petraki Pazan from River Valley won down there, so he moves on to the 5th place match. At 120. So Meese is still winning down there, right, Chuck?
Yes, 2-0.
Okay.
2-0, and they're down to the last 40 seconds of the second period.
126. Now 126, we're doing wrestle.
Stevens with a 4-2 lead at the end of the first period with Bloom from Toma. Bloom chooses neutral.
Thanks going out to Genuine Telecom right here in Richland Center as they continue to help us out with this Richland Center Wrestling Tournament broadcast. And my thanks going out to Michelle out there, Harwick, and of course Brandon Kinney helping out with the troubleshooting ahead of time, pre-tournament.
Boy, this Stevens kid is impressive from Iowa Grant.
Just a freshman.
Yes.
I remember him from middle school, and he was very good.
He's got the likes, like you said, of Biba above him. And the Iowa Grant's got another good kid in this area.
Christensen right below him.
Yes. There's the pin by him, too.
Yeah.
Nice job by the young freshman.
2 minutes and 40 seconds for Stevens.
1, 2, 3, 13-0 now.
Titan Wrestling Club helping us out here today with the broadcast. And just to let you know, right now they are on top of this tournament. And the fans there cheering them on. 195.5 points. Two-time state team participants. The Titans are going to look to try and get back there again this year.
Meese still up ahead, 2-0 with a minute and 20 showing on the clock in the third period.
Wrestlebacks now at 126 on mat number 2. That'll be Schulte from River Valley taking on Franzen from Weston Ithaca. And on mat 4, that's now in the second period. That's Klickner from Cashton taking on Fry from GET. And right now, I believe it's Fry winning 2-0.
Meese looking for a pin. And Meese will collect the fall in the time of 5:16.
So that finally completes 120. So we got 3 weight classes booked for the placement championship round. 132 here in the only other semifinal going on, and I'm pretty sure though Chuck will get down one on the mat 1 down there. We have still no score here in the third period. Boy, I should have been watching this one closer, shouldn't I? There's a score. There you go. As Biba takes finally a 1-0 lead. And this is Boyer officiating, so I can't believe there's no score that way.
You're going to have to ask him, hey, Matt, what's going on?
I got to ask Boyer and Lynn Eisen how they can get matches into the third period with no score. Especially Eisen went all 6 minutes with no score.
Weigel from Belmont Platteville.
Oh, that's an impressive freshman. You bet, yes. Keep an eye on him, Chuck.
All right, he's wrestling against Trenton Curtin from Reedsburg. Weigel, the number 2 seed. Curtin, the number 3 seed.
Impressive freshman for Belmont Platteville. Maybe he's Isaac's, some relation to Isaac, but we'll see. I'll find out.
Down on mat 4 there, you got quite a match going on.
Yeah, that's that wrestleback match between Klickner from Cashton and Fry from GET. Been a lot of action as far as rolling around, but still only a 2-0 score for Fry. But he's riding right now. He's got to stay in. Oh, there you got the reversal. I thought he was riding. Okay, 4-0 now he leads. Still 1-0. We better stick with this semifinal here on mat 3. 1-0 here between Biba from Iowa Grant, who we know is good. Of course, Finch we know is a tough name from Toma too. And that young man Cameron is only a sophomore. Biba in the state tournament last year. Kind of memory serves me. What, didn't he make it all the way to the finals or place in the top 4?
Biba?
Yeah.
I think you are correct.
Tough match here. Nice duck under there. 3 seconds to go. And Biba's going to win this 1-0. What a match. Fine display there by the young man from Toma. But Biba comes up the 1-0 winner and moves on to the finals for the Iowa Grand Highland team. That'll bring Radke, I believe, and Duffy out on the mat. Maybe not. They're going to go somewhere else.
Thanks to Hershey Lumber and Scott Parrish and the crew out there in Laval. And, of course, your do-it-yourself projects around the house or farm, be sure to contact them as they got all your construction needs.
Curtin with a 2-1 lead as they go into the second period at 126 pounds. Curtin from Reedsburg wrestling against Dylan Weigel from Belmont Platteville.
Fry wins on the other end there in the consolation round. He moves on to the 5th place match. Push Klinkner to the 7th place match. (6-1) in that other consolation mat on mat number 2. That's in favor of a young man from River Valley. That would be Schulte. Over Franzen from Weston Ithaca. Moved to 132 on mat number 3, but it looks like we went to the consolation side of the bracket. And we have Voles from Hillsborough, and he takes on Middlestad from Reedsburg in that match. And down, there's where they put my other semifinal match. They must have decided they needed to get someone down at 4 there. So that's Duffy from Riverdale. Sean Duffy, nice junior with only 1 loss on the year, taking on Noah Radke, the good freshman from River Valley. Right now, that's 2-1 in favor of Radke.
Curtin and Weigel at 2-2. Now make it 4-2 for Weigel. 40 seconds remaining in the second period.
So we got semifinals on both ends and consolation in the middle right now if you're watching at home.
Middlestead, yeah, on mat 3 here in the middle there. Middlestead is still leading 1-0.
They better be watching from home, right, Ken?
Yeah, exactly. Thanks going out to Inspired Innovations. Thanks to Jenny Ewers and the crew down there in Gotham. Stop in for your next precision haircut, perm, color, highlights, waxing, nails, you name it.
Watching at home or in some of the establishments in the area.
Nice match down there between what? You got a barn burner going down there.
4-2.
Going into sudden victory, I think, isn't it, or no? Oh, maybe just.
Which match?
Mat 1.
No, it's 4-2.
Oh, 4-2 in favor of
Weigel.
Tough freshman.
And again, not sure if it's Weigel or Weigel.
Well, the Belmont area, it's usually Weigel, but
Yeah, I think you're right.
I know there's Eric Weigel, who is a coach at Kickapoo, and he spells the name the same way. And I was talking to him last Saturday up at the lacrosse center, and I go, Eric, I said, I always want to go Weigel, and I know that's wrong. And he just started laughing. He goes, that's because you're used to Belmont, or used to Platteville area.
Well,
I go, you're right.
Nice win there for Schulte from River Valley as he advances to the 5th place match at 126. I believe, no, that ain't going to complete that because we still got that other one, championship match going on down there.
And, of course, our family, our Ithaca Weston or Weston Ithaca Wrestling Club supporting today's broadcast. We appreciate their support. And right here in Richland Center, just outside of town, on the east side, Jones Chevrolet. Thanks to Ryan Jones, as it's, I'm sure it's over 95 years that the Jones family been supporting so many different things, and of course, quality vehicles right there at Jones Chevrolet.
On mat number 2, it's Wyatt Knockreiner from River Valley and Caden Linder from Iowa Grand Highland in a championship semifinal at 138, and it's Linder with the first takedown. Weigel still with a 4-2 advantage. 32 seconds remaining in the third period. Oh, they opened that door again.
Yeah, can feel it. Laval Telephone, as of course they're cheering on the Weston Ithaca crew, as well as I'm sure there's families relation and that in the Reedsburg area watching and cheering on the Reedsburg Beavers, thanks to Laval Telephone.
Good match going on down there at mat 4 between Radke and Duffy, as Radke just got another takedown, now leads 6-3 with 30 seconds to go here in the second period.
And Dylan Weigel moved into the championship match with a 4-2 decision. He was able to ride out Curtin that whole third period.
Wow.
The freshman stays on the track for the championship.
Yeah, and he wrestled another freshman, Hunter Stevens from Iowa Grand Highland, in the championship at 126.
Well, that should be a good one.
Down on mat 4, let's take a look here. Excuse me, we have a 4-3 score. Radke, now it's 6-3, excuse me.
6-4 now.
6-4 now. My goodness.
I told you that's a great one to watch down there. Thanks for picking up on it again, Ken. They're ending the second period with that 6-4 score. Watch that in the third. You must have had a pin there, though, on mat.
It was Caden Linder from Iowa Grand Highland, a fall in 1 minute and 58 seconds over Wyatt Knockreiner from River Valley.
It's right in this area that we talked about earlier. This is where Iowa Grand Highland has got some real depth and strength.
Yeah, their light middleweights are pretty solid.
Yes, they are. You got down on mat 1 now. That's a 132. Is that a wrestleback? Or is that must be?
All right, you talk about Iowa Grand Highland. I'm going to ask a question. I don't know the answer right now, neither. But Iowa Grand Highland had a state champion a couple years ago. Where did he go on to school? And I know he was wrestling as a freshman. Is he still or not? Or do you know?
I don't know. I know who you're talking about, though. I can't
Smooth.
Yeah. Lanky,
Yeah.
kind of, yeah.
Started with an M, didn't it?
Boy. I can picture him.
Yeah. I think it did start with an M.
I think it did too. Mallory or Mohawk or. Can't have your mother call again. 6-4 down here, though, between this match between Radke and Duffy on mat 4. Keep an eye on that as Duffy is behind, but he's doing a heck of a job riding.
Middlestead still out in front 1-0 over Volts on mat 3, lower left.
Just as I say that, Radke gets an escape now 7-4 with 1 minute to go in this match.
On mat number 2, it's Ekdahl from Monroe wrestling against Ulrich from Belmont Platteville. Ulrich within lead of 2-0 as they go into the second period.
Two nothing your score now on mat 3. Middlestead, a senior, came into this tournament at 8-7. Volts at 3-3.
Another takedown by Radke as he goes up 9-4 now. Escaping a takedown. Another escape by Duffy. 9-5 with 10 seconds to go. So it looks like Noah Radke's going to punch his ticket to the finals, and he'll take on, that'll be a great final at 132 between Elliot Biba and Noah Radke. So we got some good finals shaping up here.
Well, I guess. And right here in the area, that just means great wrestling down the road with dual meets, the clash.
Yep. There's a pin at 132 wrestleback, and that was Reedsburg against Hillsboro. As young man Middlestead punches his ticket into the third place match with a fall.
Well, he got that cradle locked up, and Bolts was trying to kick out of it. He just was a little bit too late.
Well,
Ulrich trying to come up with a fall on mat number 2, and he will collect the fall from Belmont Platteville, so he'll move into the 5th place match at 138 pounds.
Speaking of 138, down there on mat 4, we have a couple of new wrestlers stepping out there now.
yeah,
Riverdale.
That's Stitzer from Riverdale. He's taking on Johnson from Toma in a chance to get into the 5th place match. Still looking for other semifinal there, and that's out here on mat 3. That's Jackson Blocken from GET taking on Colton Harritz from Reedsburg in the other semifinal match at 138. So
Did Radke and Duffy already wrestle?
Yes, Radke just won, I think it was 9-5.
All right, thank you.
Stitzer out in front 2-0. We just had a great interview with him at the beginning of the day. Talked a little bit about his experience down there in Texas at A&M, that big cross-country meet with almost 250 other runners from around the nation. And he placed 16th out of like 246 or something. It was a job well done.
Impressive, you bet. Blocking right now, putting on a takedown clinic here in mat number 3, has a 6-2 lead over Hurwitz from Reedsburg.
On mat number 2 at 145 in the wrestle back, it's Kissamore from Belmont Platteville and Baker from Richland Center. And 2-1 after the first period in favor of Kissamore from Belmont Platteville.
Our neighbors are getting excited here, so you better watch that mat number 1.
All right, that's back at 132 pounds. And
That's Johnson from, no wait, 132. Yeah, Johnson from GET and Owen from Baraboo.
8-0, and help me out. Who's got the lead there? Green. So that's.
I hope it's
That's Owen.
Baraboo. Owen from Baraboo.
Yep.
Oh, he's ahead. There he is. Okay. By the way, our neighbors were cheering. I was hoping it was the other way around.
Trying to cheer him on.
There you go.
Down on mat 4, we have completion there. It looks like Stitzer picked up the win. He was leading 4-0 and wound up with a pin.
Okay, so Stitzer won from Riverdale
Yes,
at 138.
yes.
Consolation.
He'll go for 5th now.
Yep. Bakken winning in his semifinal action here at 138 to complete that weight class. 9-5 though, and quite a bit of time left as Chuck has some close to a fall there in mat number 2.
Yeah, it's been a kind of a scramble match here too. Pretty exciting between Kissamore and Baker. Score at 7-3 right now. Make it now 7-5. I believe it's Kissamore with the lead. Let me just see. Yes, it is Kissamore with that 7-5 advantage with 19 seconds remaining in the second period. A lot of action. I think we've all got some near fall points in their columns. And 10-0 is the final score back at 132 pounds.
145, we just scored a fall down the other end, and that was a young man from Boscobel. That's Wetter, as he gets a fall. And he'll wrestle for 5th place later on.
Thanks going out to Napa stores right here in Richland Center, offering you brand name parts for your vehicle. Stop in, talk to John Cosgrove, your Napa local dealer.
Baraboo win down there on mat 1?
I think so. Were they were ahead, weren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was final was 10-0.
Okay,
I didn't write it down, but
that's fine.
Thanks to Manio Dairy Farms, my brother Randy and his wife Heidi, my mom Elma, of course custom chopping all around. And Kirk, I know you got a chance to help out up there with Burkhammers, and you got You got to enjoy some of the discussion, I suppose, with Jacob and all the crew.
You get Jacob Lincoln and and Randy all on your brother all on the chatter talk. It was kind of fun. I'd pimp in there to see if I could get the two of them to get ragging at each other, especially when Jacob was running the chopper and Lincoln was driving beside him.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
That was fun.
Kissmore ends up with a fall over Baker in the consolation match at 45.
All right, we're moving up to 52.
Okay, I got a match.
38.
I want to talk a little bit about, real quick if I can, Monroe Wrestling Club is having their big tournament on let's see, it is Sunday, January 22nd, Monroe High School. $20 pre-registration. You can also walk in. It'll cost you $25, and you need a USA required. They are not sold on site, so you got to get those ahead of time. But Monroe, they have a wonderful tournament, a championship belt for the winners. How about that?
On mat number 1, we just saw that Landon Radke from River Valley, the top seed at 145 pounds, scored a fall in 1 minute and 25 seconds over Ashton Bennett from Weston Ithaca.
Boy, mat 2, we got a pinning combination going on right here, Chuck. And I think
that was
that's Boosie from Iowa Grand Highland taking on Childs of Riverdale. 152.
all right, Bussy.
Bussy. All right, that sounds good.
All right,
Bussy, I like that better.
And the fall time, did you say? Is it right there? Yeah, 49 seconds.
Yes.
Okay.
mat 3, another pinning combination. Harrods against Blaken of GET Melmin, and Blaken finds himself out in front 11, now 14-7.
Yeah, that's been a good match. Must have had some injury time there.
There was a bloody nose before, yep. Now,
Yeah,
and that's coming back to get him again with Harrods.
Then we got the other, that's another wrestle back down there. That's Waldner from Weston Ithaca taking on Bodie from Baraboo on mat number 4. That's 5-0 in favor of, I don't see a leg band anywhere though.
Let's see.
Mat number 1, it's Finch from Toma and Thielman from Richland Center.
Yep,
Okay.
keep on that one. That's a good one.
Okay.
So you got
And on mat number 2, it's Meese from Riverdale and Schulte from River Valley.
Two good semifinals going on there.
Yes.
on mat 4 there, Kirk. Waldner is taking on Bodie of Baraboo.
Yeah, I
Casey
can't tell
Bodie.
who's ahead.
Waldner is.
Okay.
Thanks also going out to Bill Klemick and O'Reilly Auto Parts. Of course, store is located right here in Richland Center, just outside of town on Highway 14 as you head east. And up in Viroqua. Stop in and check out all that they have for your vehicles. No one does it better for quality than O'Reilly Auto Parts.
That Meese is just a machine, isn't he, Chuck?
Yes.
He's fun to watch.
Coming down to. Harrods is giving Balkan all he wants. He turns it around and did the lateral drop to him.
Yep. Blaken there?
Lakin, yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Nice job by him.
He's a solid wrestler, Blaken is.
See, there's the case where you were asking, Chuck, earlier.
What's that?
Blaken brought his toes, one toe over and touched the line, and then he blew it out. Otherwise, they would have kept wrestling.
Yeah.
Something
All right.
about that cylinder, you got to have at least keep 2 supporting points inside if you're the.
All right, Meese with a advantage of 8-3. I don't know, the clock is running here. What's the deal?
I don't think they realize it's running.
Waldner gets a pin down there in his wrestleback match at 152. He moves on to the 5th place match.
coming up on mat 4 here. Looks like we got a Reedsburg wrestler stepping out onto the mat.
That's all the way up to 160.
All right.
So that'd be the other semifinal. He'll be taking on Klinkner from Cashton. That should be a good match too. That's 2 against 3. Fry from Reedsburg against Klinkner from Cashton.
On mat number 1, it's 7-0. Gavin Finch from Toma with the advantage over Trevin Thielman. They're in the last 35 seconds of the second period.
Thanks to Richland Electric Cooperative, Trevor and the whole crew over here in town. As the board of directors, employees wish all the best. Happy holidays to wrestlers, the families, and of course all of you.
Well, finally we get a final there, 20-9. A lot of fantastic action, but Locken from GET finally secures the spot and moves on to the finals and finishes up 138.
Reedsburg Wrestling Association with a couple of wrestlers out here. They remind you of their annual Reedsburg Smelt Feed and pork sandwiches. That's going to be held on Sunday, January 29th, 2023. That is their big fundraiser located at Brewster's Lanes from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. $12 for adults, $15 at the door. You can talk to Rob Balch and any of the Reedsburg crew, I would imagine. Get some tickets there.
Meese up by a score of 10-3. Finch up 9-0.
One of the few times in this round we have semifinals on all 4 mats.
Wow.
Oh.
Scattered weight classes from 45 to 60, but
That's something, yeah. Also, our thanks Pizza Hut right here in Richland Center as you head out on Highway 14 East. Thanks to Brandon and the great crew over there. Stop in and have any and all of your favorite pizza mix. Of course, a lot of specialty pizzas as well at Pizza Hut.
£145 action going on here in mat number 3. That's another Iowa Grant wrestler, Tyson Emhoff. Fine sophomore with only 1 loss on the year. He takes on Carson Koss from GET. 2-1 right now in favor of Koss.
Finch up 9-0 yet with 41 seconds remaining in the third period. Meese up by a score of 12-4. They're at the minute 42 mark of the third period.
Fry winning on the far end. There's 6-1 Fry right now from Reedsburg, winning over Klinkner from Cashton.
Thanks to Amy and the great crew right here in town at the Phoenix Center. Specialty sandwiches, their famous pizza, appetizers, burgers, you name it. And I know my mom enjoys bowling there on Thursday mornings.
Real good shout out to Amy and Greg as they take over their future there at the Phoenix Center.
I heard that.
A lot of good things they did this year. Started a bag tournament and a lot of other things besides the bowling alley. And they have the classic auto night and stuff. Great job by them. And I'm sure they'll have a bright future for the Phoenix Center.
Well, it's a great location.
Finch ends up winning that match. I think the final score 9-0 over Thielman. Mat number 1 in consolation match, it's Laufenberg from Iowa Grand Highland wrestling against Gearing from Toma. Meese up 16-5.
Fry still winning down there on mat number 4. Now at 145, we've got the other semifinal going on between Koss from GET, who now is trailing Imhoff 5-2 in that match in the second period with 1:06 to go. You said it, right in this area here, probably starting there at 26 or so with that young freshman. Iowa Grande is very dominant through here. Better throw the Highland part in there too. I heard the coach appease him at one tournament. He scratched off Iowa Grande and just put Highland on there for him. Quite a few wrestlers this year, and even Coach Fuzz McCauley, former coach here at Richland Center, is teaching at Highland now. Said a lot of Highland kids on that team here this year, which is good to see. A lot of history in that program.
Mees from Riverdale ends up with a 20-6 decision, major decision.
Mat 4, 11-1. Fry of Reedsburg out in front with Ethan Klinkner of Cashton.
Think that Schulte and Meese will meet again later in the year.
Boy.
Good thing they're in different divisions.
Yeah, right. That's 5-2 score here on Mat 3. Imhoff, Iowa Grande Highland still out in front of Koss.
(4-2) the score on mat number 1 yet. Now 6-2. Laufenberg with the advantage over Gearing. Here in the second period, 1:20 is throwing on the clock.
Koss picked up an escape right at the end of period number 2, and it's now 5-3, but again, Imhoff with the lead, and he's in the down position.
That's a good match there.
Yeah.
They're going after each other. So now we're up to 170 on mat number 2.
I believe that's O'Neill from Cashton and Wanick from Riverdale.
Yep, that's 1 against the 4 seed there. Okay. Wanick being the 1 seed. Right now it's O'Neill with the early takedown.
It was one that he was in on a single, and Wanick kind of kicked up with his foot and caught him in the nose.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Nothing intentional, nothing mean at all.
Yep. Just one of those things, looks like basketball. That's a non-physical sport too, and soccer.
Yeah. Stuff happens.
Stuff happens. There you go.
You didn't happen to watch the Wisconsin Badger volleyball girls, did you, at all?
Oh, yes.
Oh, my.
That's a non-physical sport too.
I don't want to get in the way of some of those spikes by a couple of those ladies.
There you go. Wow. And Imhoff gets a cradle locked in there and scores a fall for the Iowa Grande team, Highland team, and great move for them. You even see Coach Allen wiping his brow there. He's getting excited.
Yeah. Well, let's take a look here. The team scores, Iowa Grande has jumped out in front now, 224 to 216.5 over GET. Riverdale at 183, Reedsburg 176, and River Valley 165.5 to round out your top 5. Our thanks going out to Richland Grant Telephone Cooperative, located out there in Blue River. Appreciate their support since 1951. They continue to help with being customer owned, customer governed, and of course with customer benefits.
All right, O'Neill about ready to go again. Wanick in the down position as they start again with a 2-0 advantage for O'Neill.
On mat number 3, we have Windsor from GET. He's taking on Thine from Hillsboro, the young freshman from Hillsboro in action out here.
Reedsburg picks up a tech fall down there on mat 4 in Fry over Klinkner. Yeah, I think it was 17-2.
I think it was too, Ken.
Laufenberg from Highland, Iowa Grande Highland, able to come up with a fall in 4:54.
On mat 3, we still have, we have a 2-1 score here. Windsor of GT Mel Men out in front here after period number 1. And again, like Chuck had mentioned, all these matches 1-2-2 because we're in consolation side. Thanks going out to the Richland Hospital, proud to support today's high school wrestling event, offering quality care for the surrounding communities. Happy holidays to everyone. And our thanks to the Riverdale Wrestling Club, and best of luck to head coach Jeff Campbell and all of his crew. I remind you, they have a big match coming up. It's a quad. Guys, I bet you, Chuck, I bet you'll be there. Friday, January 20th, Riverdale is going to host, I call it the Swell Rumble. When I looked at it, I was like, Fenimore, Mineral Point, Iowa Grant Highland, and the Chieftains. Big fundraiser night for them. That's going to be a ton of wrestling.
The other semifinal bout at 170 going down there on mat number 1 for you, Chuck.
Yep, that's Peterson, Ben Peterson from GET, a senior, wrestling against Devin Judd from Reedsburg, also a senior. This is a pretty tough weight class. You look at it, you know.
There aren't many losses by these top 4.
Yeah, you would throw in Brenninger in there at 5. And
Yep.
(4-1) score on mat 3.
2-2 now, and been a lot of blood time, as you mentioned earlier, Chuck, and mat number 2, but that's still very tight there.
2-2 in the second period. Men are in the neutral position. Again, the championship semifinal at 170 pounds between Riley Wannock from Riverdale, Colin O'Neill from Caston, the number 1 and number 4 seeds here. Number 2 and number 3 going at it in the other semifinal.
On mat 3, all of a sudden it was 4-1, and then it went 4-3 because Windsor had some sort of he might have been covering the mouth and nose, gave up a point, and then he said, well, let's just go back up on our feet, so it was 4-3, and then he takes the Thine from Hillsborough down and now releases him again. He's up 6-4.
Yep. 2 semifinals on mat 1 and 2. We got wrestlebacks going on mat 3 and 4.
And over there on 4, that's Abraham Henderson, of CFC, and Gunnar Johnson of GT Mel Men.
Yes.
Wannock up now 4-2 as O'Neill up to his feet.
This could be a real dandy match right here, Chuck, on mat 2.
Yep. Wannock doing a good job of maintaining control and also using the boundary maybe to his advantage there.
If you're watching from home, you want to focus in on 1 and 2 right now. That's the heat from 170 going on.
Uh-huh.
Score 2-1 on mat number 1.
Thanks to Mark Curry. Right here in town is Title Works, offering complete real estate title service to the greater Richland County and, of course, Wisconsin area. Give Mark a call at 647-7900 today. I also want to say thanks to Simpson's Tractor Incorporated and Pine River Leasing, New Holland Gale Dealer in Richland Center. Stop in. They're out there, of course, right out on Highway 14. For a solid performing farm or industrial equipment, the place to go, Pine River Leasing.
Score now 6-1 on mat number 1.
Favor the young man from GET. Judd's one of the better wrestlers for Rob Bausch. Kind of maybe a little bit surprised here.
15-5 your score here on mat 3. Windsor has kind of exploded out there to that lead now, and time is going to run out.
Yep, that's going to complete 152 now.
Wanick and O'Neill now at 4-3, I think. I thought there was going to be a point awarded. Maybe not, no.
We got a 4-3 score down on mat 4 as well,
Yep.
Chuck.
Okay, is 4-3.
His 4-3 is more exciting than yours.
Yeah.
Yes, that's true. He's in the championship side. But,
I'm just kidding.
well, there's 40 seconds remaining down there on mat 4. Henderson of CFC out in front of Johnson, GT Melmin.
Yep, there's going to be a reversal though. And back points.
Yeah. That'll probably cinch it there, huh?
Could be, yep. Watch that semifinal on mat 2 there in the last 32 seconds, 4-3 score.
O'Neill's going to come back and get set in the referee's position. Again, trailing 4-3.
Wow, we're going to jump all the way up to 182? I guess so.
Wanick, there's going to be a warning for stalling. Just real deep, tight waist there. I think the key part was when he looked over towards the clock.
Yeah.
So. And Wanick, top seed's going to win this in a close match, 4-3 over Colin O'Neill from Cashton.
Well, those two could meet a handful more times.
Yeah, very solid weight classes,
Yeah.
170-pound class.
You could see them at Bi-State and, of course, sectionals, state tournament time. Cashton goes north to Aquinas for the regional, and, of course, Riverdale will head to Mineral Point.
Cole Brenninger steps on the mat down on mat number 4, and he will take on Hinderman from Iowa Grant Highland. Or Highland, Iowa Grant, whichever way you want to go. Good semifinal action on mat number 3 at 182. That's Caden Rennish, fine junior with an undefeated record. Right now he's dominating 9-2 over Berg, Mitch Berg from GET.
Some really nice records and solid wrestlers here in this tournament, and you're going to see a lot of these guys down there at Madison standing on the podium at the end of the year.
Yes, you will.
It was interesting one time, you see, it'd be neat to go back how many state champions come out of this tournament each year.
It used to be really, oh wow. I don't know if Mr. Rennish relaxed there for a second because he knew the period was ending, but well, he got tossed at the end. It didn't count, but had to be some real good psyche there for the young man from GT, Berg.
Peterson from GET wins there by a score of 7-3.
Thanks to Vernon Communications for helping out here once again with the tournament and putting the the tournament here, the 59th annual RC tournament, on Channel 14, and of course helping out with my Twitch channel. We're zipping that out to folks. Big pin down there, Chuck.
Coleman from Weston Ithaca comes up with a fall in the consolation match. He'll go for 5th.
What weight class was that?
70, I believe.
Yes.
You got Farjan from Weston Ithaca wrestling in the 182-pound weight class championship against Degenhart from Iowa Grant Highland on mat number 1. Farjan with an early 2-0 advantage. Degenhart will get the reversal and ties it up 2-2, but he's going to get back points too.
Brenninger winning down there on mat number 4, 2-0, as they got 45 seconds left to go here in the second period with Cole on top.
On mat number 2 in the 182-pound Consolations, it's McCoy from Hillsboro and Wooden from Toma. No score there.
And on mat 3, it's 10-2, a major decision right now. As we're near the end of period number 2, Berg out in front. Or check that, Berg trailing Renish of Riverdale 10-2.
Caden Renish has looked really good in this bout.
Yeah.
Doesn't want to be here though. Oh, there you go.
Oh,
He just overpowered him there.
yeah.
It's a good thing for Berg, the period ran out.
Yes. That was a pretty tough body lock.
Yeah, it is. This young man must have really put together quite a summer, because I just don't remember him from last year.
Which one is that?
This Caden Renish.
Oh, yeah. Well, I know he beat one of Lancaster's better wrestlers up at that Reedsburg tournament too.
Okay.
He's done pretty well.
He's only a junior, so watch out for him these 2 years.
Yes. Right now, he's been impressive so far in this tournament.
Yeah.
Start of the third period down there. 2-0 still in favor of Brenninger. Oh, the
Boy, this mat number 1 is back and forth, back and forth, back and forth right now. 11-9.
Is that
Both have
Fargen?
had their opponent on their back a time or two.
I didn't realize that David Fargen was a senior. For the Ithaca Western crew. Well, he's got a cradle locked up.
Renish just secured a tech fall there on mat number 3. He'll move on to the finals. Still undefeated.
Fargen comes up with a fall after trailing 9-4.
Well, he just stayed with it, didn't he? We got a win down here on mat number 2 as well, Chuck.
Okay, and that is
Hillsboro.
McCoy from Hillsboro with a 7-0 decision.
Cashton wrestler coming out on mat 3.
Did Renish win?
Yes, tech fall.
Okay.
We got a fall down there. Brenninger gets the fall there in a wrestleback match at 170. He'll move on to the 5th place match.
Jack Schreier of Cashton taking on Ethan McCullough of Boscobel. Right now, Boscobel with the takedown early on here in this 1 minute first period. Thanks going out to Vitesnik Power Sports outside, a couple miles outside of Richland Center here on Highway 14 East. Stop in. I'll tell you what, they have, thanks to Garrett and all the crew down there, Rachel was telling me, we were emailing back and forth, and she said, let the folks know that they have a whole array of fun out there in their shop now in the store on the main floor. That wasn't always the case the last couple of years, but they've got a ton of stuff for you to enjoy. Stop in and take a look.
Okay, you got 2 Richland Center guys going on 1 and 2 here,
Yes,
so
sir.
we'll turn it over to you, Chuck.
All right, on mat number 1, it is Colton Stibbe from Richland Center, a senior, and he's wrestling against Ty Nottestad from Westby. Nottestad also a senior. Nottestad the number 2, and Stibbe the number 3 seed in this 195-pound weight class. It's tied up 2-2. And on mat number 2 at 220 pounds, it's Teague Perkins from Richland Center, the top seed. He's wrestling against Alex Wieserek.
Wazorek.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. From GET.
On mat 3, we've got Schreier now out in front 3-2 over McCullough from Boscobel.
Mat 4, we got a semifinal at 195, and that's Luke Stotts, who's wrestled well today. He's taking on Mason Mandorando, and should have kept watching because he just pinned him.
Got a 3/4 in on him, and that was all she wrote.
That's all she wrote. So Luke Stotts moves to the finals for Baraboo and gives them a finalist with a pin, and Mandorado will go down to the third place match.
Schreier picks up a pin, and he'll move on to the 5th place match.
Stibbe leading 3-2 under a half a minute to go in the first period.
So we completed 182. Now we're down to the last 3 weight classes here for this round. Is Teague is scoring near fall over there, Chuck.
Okay, and Teague Perkins up as they go out of bounds. He gets a 3 near fall. He'll leading 5-0.
Now we're getting down to the big
boys.
Football athletes.
Thanks to Jeremy Cooey of Wallace Cooper and Elliott Insurance, located at 197 South Main, right here in Richland Center. For all your insurance needs, be sure to stop in, give them a call, and set up an appointment at 647-6311. Thanks to Jeremy Cooey.
Got Brokop from Iowa Grand Highland taking on Deglow from Riverdale on mat number 4. And on mat number 3, we have Bertram from Weston Ithaca taking on Imes from River Valley. These are this is another weight class that is just really tough, 195.
Well, wasn't there, the top 3 seeds, weren't they in the state tournament?
Stibbe didn't make.
Or I'm thinking 220.
You're thinking
Yeah,
220.
yeah.
I'm thinking 220.
Yeah, 220,
Okay.
yeah. This is still a nice weight class
this
here.
is, you're right.
And now we got into we really finish out strong here. Well, this whole tournament is very balanced. There's just quality kids
It is.
almost all the way through. It'll be really interesting. I don't really want to hear about them until we get to the pin by Stibbe. Wow. You see that, Chuck?
I was actually watching this. I saw that. I heard the snap in there.
He got him in armbar series and pinned him. So great job for Colton Stibbe. The senior gets to the finals in his senior year. He had a tough conference tournament where he separated his shoulder last year and kind of turned it south there for him. And It's great to see him. Had a good football year, and now it'll be in the championship here at 195. Yeah. Great for him.
And he'll be wrestling against Stotts from Baraboo, I believe.
Yes, he will.
Team race is a little tighter. Iowa Grand Highland out in front, 244, but only 4.5 points behind GET Melmin. They're sitting at 239.5. So a lot of fun coming up here with this team race.
All right, Perkins up 7-1. Under a minute to go in the second period. His match at 220. And now talking about the other half of the bracket at 220, Marshall Self from Weston Ithaca, undefeated at 13-0, the number 2 seed, going against Jesus Gonzalez from Reedsburg at 14-0.
This is a good one to both of those watch down there because that's the one they argued about in the seeding meeting.
Yeah, that's right.
And it's Gonzalez with the first takedown.
On mat 3, Imes of River Valley out in front 2-1 over Bertram of Ithaca Weston.
He just got a takedown now, 4-1.
4-1, thanks.
Yep, 4-0 down there on mat number 4 with a young man from Iowa Grand Highland
Perkins
winning
comes
there.
up with a fall.
There you go.
I'm going to go back to Kirk here. Real quick question as far as when they get to those seeding meetings, who decides who's going to be the number 2, number 1, number 3 seed?
With track wrestling, that's the one thing everybody likes is we got a fall there on mat number 3. That was Imes from River Valley moving on. But track wrestling does most of it now, Chuck, which is really nice. But they do still allow the voting system, and it's rightfully so, as we're watching down here at mat number 1, the Reedsburg athlete is a good athlete.
Oh, very.
You know, made
very
it
good.
to the state tournament
So
last
you
year.
say voting, is that between the coaches, the fans, the
No,
referees?
the coaches.
Okay.
The coaches vote, and it's
Well,
a majority vote. So, like, there was 17 coaches here today. You would think, well, it'd have to be a majority of that. But if the vote was, I think in that case, the vote was like 7-3.
Yeah,
Well,
right.
Yeah.
Is it fair, like when Ken came in when he was at Westby, then he'd bring in 5 coaches, he get 5 votes?
Well, he tried several times.
How many times did I try?
We're missing all
Just
these.
the head coach, right?
We're just the head coach. Yes,
right.
we're missing all these falls here.
Yeah.
There's BS here.
That's down on mat 4.
Imes got his fall. Matt Ford, there's going for a fall down there. That's 195. That's the other half. That's Iowa Grant. That's Brokop going against Deglow. They've been wrestling a while here. That's in the 3rd period. Now we're up to 220 here on mat number 3. That, I believe, though, is a wrestle back, too, as you got the big one going on down there. I want you to give an update on the score of that one.
Well, they got 2-1 on the board, but I'm thinking it's 2-2.
Okay.
But that's I'm not a. We'll see what happens. Oh my gosh!
Big lift.
Big lift by Gonzalez. Well, it's still 2-1 on the board.
We got Cash and Iowa Grant going on mat number 2. That's Brown from Iowa Grant against Lopez from Cashton.
On mat 3, it's 4-4 score here. Davis and Hubbock.
That's the other wrestle back. Yep.
Uh-huh.
It was 2-2 as I thought. It just wasn't got put up on the board yet. And then that takedown by Gonzalez makes it 4-2. Right at the 1 minute mark, midway mark of the 2nd period. Good
Wow.
match here between Marshall Self and Jesus Gonzalez.
Kind of looks like Marshall might have got the wind knocked out of him there.
Consolation match going on at 285. Iowa Grant, McCone taking on Rumfelt from Toma on mat number 4. But the big action, and once they get going again, because these are all consolation on all the other 3 mats, that semifinal's a big one down there at 220 on mat 1. Getting right down to the last few, though. There's not many left. We still have the championship round at 285 to go. Those should be coming out next available mats here. But this round is wrapping up real fast.
Well, final sponsor, WCCU, located here in Richland Center. Of course, they're also located in Reedsburg, Cashton, Baroqua, and Westby. Of course, a couple of branches right here in Richland Center. We appreciate Kevin Hauser and all the great crew. 9 locations now throughout the state.
Self is just no.
Davis from Belmont Platteville wins his consolation match at 220.
Yeah. That must have been a pin, huh?
Oh, must have.
Yeah.
I had him in a really good ride there.
Oh my, Gonzalez has taken Self over, and there's the fall for Gonzalez. So that number 3 beats the number 2 by pin in 3:38.
Yeah, you can see Marshall Self is he's getting up pretty gingerly here, so
Hopefully he's okay.
yeah, I would be surprised if he wrestles for 3rd. If he might have, bumped up the ribs or something, you're not gonna try and wait, give him a break until Bi-State,
Yeah, you got the Bi-State coming up.
Oh, they got another match coming up next week. Ithaca does. They have the
do they?
quad between Darlington,
Oh, wow.
Blackhawk, Brookwood and Lancaster.
Oh,
Bruce Buchholz taking the man down here. He's got a hard task against him
boy.
though.
Yes.
He's got Bunker from Monroe, and he's in trouble right away.
And Bunker looking to tighten things up there. Buckles trying to scoot out and not going to be able to do so. 17 seconds to fall for Bunker from Monroe.
Just about to say Bruce could make it 3 in a row, then I remembered who he was wrestling.
Yeah.
Do you know, was Bunker in the state tournament last year?
I got to believe he was. He was one of the toughest, although that was a tough weight class.
was,
yeah, because you had
yeah.
the kid from Belmont Platteville in that weight class and a couple others.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think even Cuba City had a good
Oh, yeah.
285
Yeah,
last
they did
year.
last year. Leffelholz? What was
Yes,
that?
was it
that
Leffelholz?
sounds about right. Not many left to go here. There should be another Caston wrestler coming up here in the semifinals.
Yeah, Austin Culpet should be coming up. Down on mat 4, you've got Toma.
That's a consolation match there at 285.
Yeah.
That's McCone from Iowa Grant, and he right now is losing 1-0 to Rumfelt from Toma. And then on mat 2, we still have the wrestler from Caston going at it, isn't it? Yeah, I think it is.
Is this
Did you catch the name on that Caston wrestler?
on 2 here?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Lopez.
Tirado.
You want me to do that whole thing, huh?
Erixis. Erixis Tirado Lopez.
All right.
Nice
good
job, Mr. Manning. Nice job.
I've seen him.
I know you have. That's why I was quitting with Lopez. I could do that.
There you go.
Just like baseball, another save for Manning.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
And it's going to be Brown from Iowa Grand Highland, the winner of that match.
Culpet now coming up. He's on mat 2 here that we'll see.
Iowa Grand Highland won there, right? Yeah.
Yes.
So Lopez goes down to the 7th place match. We are down to our last 2 matches here, I believe, or 3. We haven't seen Henke wrestle Callahan from River Ridge yet either, have we?
I
didn't
do
see
not
it
remember
either.
seeing it coming across my phone here either.
I don't
Now
know
it's
why
just-
they're waiting on that one. Could be a time issue.
Jimenez from the GET and Culpet from Caston, the number 3 and 2 seeds. Oh,
Oh, can you
He's
get over
over
there? Oh,
How many times can you roll through?
man.
There it
there's the
is.
fall. Culpet from Caston, the fall in 25 seconds.
Wow.
When they get locked in those body locks, one was looking out good, then
Yep.
the other one
Yep.
looked good, and then finally it was Culpet that looked good.
Yeah.
And the official, Mr. Scotty Brookman, just sat there and waited for it all to develop.
Yeah.
It was like slow motion, you know.
It was too,
Yeah.
All right.
And you
down
could
there.
tell the motion hadn't stopped, so he just waited for the wave to ride its way out.
Yeah. Rofelt down below there from Toma picks up the win, it looks like 2-1. Yeah.
Overtime, was it?
No, I think it was regular.
Okay.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
is that
Yeah,
it? Or
yeah.
is there, we still have one more match to go?
Well, there it is. It's going to go down there, yep.
Okay.
The Reedsburg River Ridge match.
All right.
See, that's the only thing I don't like when they lock them into a mat. And
Yeah.
it's too hard to transfer them in that
Yeah.
computer.
Right.
It must not be. I don't know, whatever.
Well, I agree with you, though. You're right.
These other mats have been sitting here empty, and now these young men get to wrestle. But that gives me a chance to mention, because you were mentioning injuries to Self there, and we hope he's fine.
Yeah.
But your nephew today, I see Rand was up here earlier. It was a tough
Yeah.
blow for him to, he
Yeah.
got injured in practice last week, and then we talked about, Prairie du Chien losing one of their better wrestlers to an injury.
Yeah.
These are the important things this time of year, and we wish the best to Lincoln Manning. I hope he gets healthy. He was up here talking to Ken before the round. Looks good, but he's got some serious issues with the shoulder.
Yeah, it's just going to take some time, and they're doing, the physical therapy and all the things that they need to do. Different kinds of therapy, actually, too.
Wish the best of luck to
Yeah.
him. Had a nice football season, like several of the athletes here in the gym today, and just hope to see him get back out on the mat.
Right. No score here as we end period number 1. This between Hinkie and Callahan. They'll flip the disc. Well, come back after this. We're going to put the commercials on And in fact, I might as well do that here as we get things set up.
And good. I'll talk some more about the Hall of Fame that's
Yeah.
going to take place here in a little while.
That'd be great.
You know, we're sitting here right now. I think you still got time to get out here. It's 2:15. I imagine they're going to take a short break here, and then they should have the Hall of Fame. If you're in town here, feel free to run out here and celebrate these 3 honorees here tonight. We have Rick Berry, Ken Shaw, and Mark Schmidt. I mean, 3 fantastic new members going into the Richland Center Wrestling Hall of Fame.
Here we have a pitting combination now by Reedsburg. Hinkie trying to come up with a pin here on Callahan of River Ridge, but nice job by River Ridge. Callahan able to get back to his base. That was pretty tough. Trails 3-0 now as Hinkie will take the lead. Near the edge of the mat. And they'll go out of bounds with 49 seconds remaining in period number 2.
I'll watch the rest of this. You find them team scores before we get to the end of this section of the broadcast, because that's going to be exciting for people to watch that as we go into the finals here.
Well, it's actually, that was an easy one. Thanks for mentioning that. Iowa Grand Highland has really picked up the pace now. They're out in front, 258 points. GT Melmin has been stuck on 239 and a half. So pretty good margin right there. Riverdale in 3rd place, doing a nice job with 216. Reedsburg in 5th at 200. And then in the under the 200, River Valley, 173 and a half. Richland Center, host school at 160. Ithaca Weston, the defending champions, they're sitting at 135 points in 7th place in Cashton, followed by Toma, Belmont, Platte, Baraboo, Monroe, and then Westby, CFC, Hillsborough, and Boscobel. Kurt?
Yep, and there was your fall with 9 seconds left to go here in the second period, so that would be a 2:51 pin. Young man from Reedsburg, Hinkie, moves on to the 5th place match and puts Callahan in the wrestleback for 7th.
Well, there you have it. The prelims, quarters, and semis. Boy, all in one session. That could be a little grueling.
Yes, it was.
But good that they got that through. And now they're going to take about probably around a 40-minute break or so. And we'll plan on being back here sometime around that, I'm going to say around 2:45, 2:50 mark. And we hope that you can join us then. For Kirk Lair, Chuck Rasmussen, I'm Ken Manning saying we hope you're enjoying watching today's Richland Center Wrestling Invitational. It's the 59th annual RC tournament here, one of the best ones that you're going to find in the state of Wisconsin. We'll come back with more here in a little bit. Hope you're enjoying today's broadcast. Western Wisconsin Video Productions. See you in about a half an hour.